What is up, everybody? We're back and better than ever. Chris, how have you
It,
been, man?
we're a minute early to make up for the missed week last week,
Yes. Why have us for a full hour last week when you can have us a minute early this week?
and longer too, bigger, longer. Not
Yes,
necessarily
longer,
so uncut. Maybe you.
yeah, more girth. I'm snipped, not cut. Actually, both. Okay, moving on, guys. We have a special show today. We're not just going to show you our hauls and our news recaps and our life and our new releases. We're also going to try. I'm thinking because it's so soon, we will do our spoiler-free review, right? Or what kind of review were you thinking of doing today?
Even though it's DC, I try to subscribe unless we're gonna go spoilers because I don't know. We could do a non-spoiler portion of the review and we could do a spoiler portion. How's that? We can cut it in half.
I'm down.
Yeah,
And because it's well, the boss texts me more
because
photos of meat. Only does it
usually
send me
I.
meat photos.
But it was what I was getting at with the Russo's talk about like usually kind of respect 2 weeks unless you're trying to go
Yeah.
spoilers, but we can go like I said, half and half, half
Yeah,
non-spoilers, and
or
then
at the
people
very
can.
least, yeah, if the chat says no spoilers at all, we'll do a section for no spoilers, and
Yep.
then me and Chris will just stay on privately offline and talk about our spoiler reviews with each other because I want to talk about it with people. I
Yeah.
will say that the movie I think is working for regular people because a non-comic book fan, my wife's best friend, texts her and goes, "Have you seen the new Superman? It's awesome. I've never liked a Superman movie before." And she goes, "Oh, of course. Jake took me Tuesday, like the earliest showing possible that we could go to." She goes, "It was fun. The editing reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy." And my wife got
It's
to
like,
proudly
well,
be like,
good.
"Well, it was the same director, and possibly the same editor.
Get
I don't
out
know."
of here.
Yeah, yeah. So that means it's working for regular people. She was like, "It made me feel so hopeful." So, someone that's probably never going to read a Superman comic in their life um, enjoyed it. So, what is up, Sci-Far and our good buddy? What's up, goats? Chris, do the goat ba. That's not. That's
I have
not a
a
thing.
go. I was about to say that's a thing I do. I
Okay. So, how have you been the past 2 weeks? What is up, man? What's new?
yeah. Got back from vacation yesterday. Went to Hilton Head Island for the week. So nothing but beaching and relaxing, doing some reading. I've read the first volume of Lazarus and then started
You
my.
started with the first volume?
I did. I didn't do the Jake way. The
Oh,
Jake way is starting
okay.
with the non-existent fourth volume, and that was, that's the
Okay.
choice. But
Yeah.
um, and then trying not because I didn't like it. It's just I start this and then get distracted by other things. Now I'm 2 volumes into TMNT, so
Is that the old black and white one, or is that the
no,
IDW one?
this is the IDW one. So I've always gotten through the first volume. So this is the second time. No, take it back. The third time of trying to do it, and the reason I've waited this long to really start reading it is because I know that final IDW collection is coming out later this year, so I kind of want to read
Yeah.
through leading into
Now that
the
it's done.
now that it's
Well, not
that
done, but
it
now that portion of it,
that portion of it is done. I do like that they're carrying on. It's not a hard restart, but I kind of have been
Yeah.
wanting to do it, so I've really, really enjoyed it. It's one of those blind buys thing. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm always going to enjoy it. So yeah, 2 volumes into the IDW collection and did some weekly reads and it was just nice, relaxing. 4th of July was good. We apologize for being kind of off the air last week, or at least the week of the 4th, but we
Yeah.
had lots of live stuff that wasn't aligning with a show. And at one point, I was like, Chris can do a solo show. And they're like, yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't trust him yet.
And they're like, and I'm like, really? You question my ability to
No,
carry
no,
a
no.
show on my own?
We don't want everyone to realize that we're the dead weight. You know what I mean? That Chris could
Oh,
easily
okay.
do this show without us, and we need to feel needed. It's a pride thing. Oh my god, I just had a
It's an
cathartic moment.
Uh
Um,
oh. Okay.
no, I'm just kidding. No, so yeah, 4th of July was good. I think like I've embraced the summer so much this summer because of
Hmm.
two things. One, I moved and I'm now a 9-minute drive to the beach, like the actual real beach.
I used to have that where I used to live many
And I
years
have a
ago.
patio now. So I have just fully embraced summer life. Every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is cooked on the grill. You know, like we got a fire pit. We are just living our summer life. So that has
I know,
been
yeah.
awesome.
The images you send, you talk about our boss sending the images.
Oh,
You
yeah.
send those images too.
Okay, but at least the meat I'm cooking is like standard boilerplate ribeye. You know what I mean? But
Or a
like JP,
tomahawk.
yeah, okay. The tomahawk was a little fancy.
I'd say
I'll give
so.
that. Yeah, but I thought, yeah, that one was cool.
But yeah, I did
I
some
did some, yeah.
4th of July. I did some New York strip grilling and
Mhm.
some
You said yours
roasted
is a Blackstone,
medallions.
right? Is it a
Yeah, I have a
Blackstone griddle?
Blackstone. Yeah, I have a 36 Blackstone because
How is cooking steak on that? Like, because I'd imagine like it gets a good crust, but like, how do you do it? Do you have to sear it and then like do indirect cooking or?
no, I kind of follow the same rules my dad. And before he, when in college, he was a short order cook, so I learned a lot of grilling techniques from him. But with the Blackstone, yeah, okay, you don't get the lines, but it still follows the same principles of, I've got a laser meat thermometer, so I kind of
Nice.
can gauge based on what my wife and I would like the steaks to be. It's very juicy. I converted to a Blackstone just because of the health reasons, in the sense
Yeah.
of not having char and everything like that. But it's good, and I do a lot of hibachi on there too. So that was the biggest
Yeah.
reason to get it.
I wanted a griddle like
Hmm.
80% of the time. And what I invested in instead is a Weber propane grill, but I have a
Hmm.
full griddle insert for it, not like a little portion half
Which is
one.
nice. Yeah.
So 80% of the time, it's just the griddle in there. And if I ever do, this is how bougie I am. If I ever do feel like I need to griddle and grill at the time, I also have a half griddle and a grill grate,
Mm.
or I can go full grill grates, or I can go grill grates and pizza stone that attaches to it. So I have one multi like faceted jack of all trades grill thing going on, but it would have been cheaper and I would have gotten more real estate had I just gone Blackstone. But I figured, I wanted the option. So for me, I got some big news. I just found out as of yesterday. I guess I'm going to Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con,
He
which is going to
guesses.
be. I mean, I after Heroes Con, I was like, JP, we have to go to Comic Con, and he's like, dude, the tickets are sold out. If there was a way to get tickets, we do it, but there's no way to get tickets at this point. And
And
I
you
was
put it
like,
out in the universe.
I did. I was like, every way I woke up, and I'm like, today's the day I'm going to Comic Con, and I woke up and I found out I'm going to Comic Con yesterday. So DC looks like they're there in a huge, huge way. A huge way. So like every creator, like Jim Lee's doing signings, and it's not like some you have to reserve a ticket and maybe get in a room with. Just like he's just doing signings. Mark Waid, Tom King, all these amazing creators. Like they're doing a Future of the Absolute Universe panel with Mark Waid and Scott Snyder, which I think
Hmm.
is going to be really cool. They're doing a full Gotham panel, a full Metropolis panel, all kinds of things. And I cannot be more excited. I am truly living my dream life.
Yeah.
Other than that, I got some books. So I have a special portion of my haul to show. These were
Special.
given to me. These were given to me by a publisher and a friend over at Magnetic Press. I got a little Magnetic Press haul that I'm going to read and do videos on. So the first
Nice.
one is Frontier. Beautiful.
Very
All these
nice
books are just
presentation.
beautiful boutique books. So there's that. That looks like a space adventure, a little space romp. Um, and then along with that, I don't know if it's related, but it's called On Mars. It's a collection of A New World and Designing Mars, but a beautiful, beautiful 2-book slipcase.
I'll tell you what, like Magnetic Press, I don't own any, but I enjoy our buddy Mitch's Omni Buddy's reviews of them, and
Yeah.
it's always very impressive the care they go into each edition, no matter how big or small. But they're really kind of pristine ones. They go all out for.
Speaking of one they went all out for, this one is probably my
Oh
favorite.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, look at that. You got here. Let's highlight. Let's highlight.
so I have the paper over there, but this is like 1 in 1,000, I think. So I am very blessed. So this is their, and this one I think it won Eisner's, right? Their Dracula one for
I believe
sure
so.
did.
Yeah.
I don't know about Hunchback or Frankenstein, but I know Dracula won Eisner's. So these are gorgeous black and white, beautiful, beautiful books that I'm very blessed. So I want to do what I can to give some of that Brave and the Boys love to Magnetic Press. So that was
Yeah.
very cool that they decided to send me some stuff.
So
This is a good question.
it is. I'm not a fan of 3D, so I
Glasses, right? Like,
no.
cause
It's
you wear
just it.
glasses.
It just always comes off as gimmicky, and I know there's some ones that like film in 3D. It just really doesn't do anything for me. So I don't see it. I don't see IMAX too often. But if I were to choose, I would choose IMAX versus IMAX 3D.
If those are the only two options, yeah, I would. I up to you. If you like 3D, go for it. I would find out if your IMAX is a real IMAX theater or if it's
True.
like one of the ones that just slaps IMAX on the name and cranks the volume a little bit louder. My favorite way to see movies, and so I saw it in IMAX, but it was definitely a Limax, fake IMAX. But tomorrow I'm seeing it in my favorite format, which is Dolby Atmos. So with Dolby
Mm.
Atmos, you're going to get better color and you're going to get sound above you. So instead of just surround sound behind you, you'll actually hear them flying above you. And, when the whole movie is, look up, that's the tagline of the movie. You definitely want that sound above you. I
Yeah.
know Bat Cato saw it today.
Yeah, or if you want a very interesting experience, go to a fort. I've never personally been. There's one about 45 minutes away. 40X, I hear, is a experience.
So I know Regal does 40X, and then they also have another format where there's screens on the side and they film a
Yes.
little bit of like side stuff on the sides. That's insane to me. 40X, biggest regret, I wanted to see Twisters in 40X really badly. That
Throw
seems
stuff
like
at you as you're getting into the
right,
twist.
bro. They literally have a cow in the room mooing at, so let's listen to these comments. I love the Superman movie, one of the best superhero movie experiences I've ever had. Top 10 comic book movies of all
Oh,
time.
okay.
I just hope this now gets to a point where anytime there's a cool movie, they don't say the best since The Dark Knight. Like, I want this to be a new chapter of films where now they can say the best since Superman. Just finished Superman. It was great. What did the boys think? Did they like it? And then I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I had some minor nitpicks, yeah. But overall, I was satisfied with the movie and a great start for James Gunn's DC universe. All the people with negative reviews either can't think for themselves or have watched the movie. All the plot points were fully realized with payoffs too.
I
It's
wouldn't go that
funny.
far.
It's funny as one of the themes of the movie was thinking for yourself, which is funny as the exact opposite. Yeah, I think I think in today's society, a lot of people can outsource either their positive or negative opinions. There's so often like there's an echo chamber of like I've heard people say the same thing about a specific book for a period of time. I've never read the book, but I just say what they say sometimes, like when I was first starting out, and it becomes this echo chamber either positively or negatively.
Well, I
And
have a good friend who's got a YouTube channel, and he was very frank in the sense of like this movie wasn't for him. He was, he wasn't. He says it's interesting being on the other side because he's a very big, like I am. I'm a Zack Snyder fan. We're very big promotions. We're definitely not Snyder bots or anything like that or bros. We recognize we've had our time for the universe. This is a different time, but how he said it's very interesting seeing what people did to us when we were trying to promote, the idea of the Snyder Cut and things like that, to now being on the other side saying, hey, I'm not gonna poo anyone down for actually liking a movie that, hey, it wasn't made for me. And that's kind of he has his issues and things like that, but he's never going to be, his review is not tearing things down. So that's someone who didn't like it, but takes a very professional look at saying it wasn't for me.
yeah, I definitely like that. Like for me, it was just so refreshing because for so long, I feel like the tone of Warner Brothers DC movies were, what if these characters existed in the real world? And
Hmm.
now I was so refreshing to say, what if they existed in the comic book world? And like to me, both things can have value. Both things can be fun. You can like both. You can like neither. You can like one or the other. And that doesn't mean you're a good or bad or whatever person. It just means that you have your personal preferences. And like, I'd rather someone watch it, give it a shot, have an open mind, and say they don't like it than somebody just saying they hate it without even watching it.
Yeah.
So
Well, we'll do our review at the end of the show. That way, time doesn't get away from us.
yes, you can do your haul, and I'll grab the other books in my
All right.
non-magnetic press haul.
So I've got this came in the week before. Deceased. I'm very happy. to have this all in a lovely collect edition of everything coming from Deceased. So even like the, underneath the cover.
See, I chose to collect it in a different format. Here, unhighlight yourself.
Yeah.
See, some people like to have oversized books like Chris. Me, I'm more about readability, so I decided to collect Deceased in the compact classic format. It's okay. I don't have anything to prove by how big and oversized my books are, but
What
I
about
do
those
have
things
big...
behind you?
Okay, those ones. Forget about those ones. I do have big news about Deceased, though.
Okay.
I just got a DM from Tom Taylor last week, giving me his assistant's email saying he'd love to come on the show. So that'll be an interview. Good old TT. I told JP, and he goes, "Bro, I know you're friends with Tom King. You don't have to keep showing me messages with him." And I'm like, "No, this is Tom Taylor." He's like, "Oh shit, it's Tom Taylor." I'm like, "Yeah, there's two Toms, man. There's two Toms."
And they like people confusing them because it's an ongoing thing with them. And then this week had a bunch of stuff come in. It was one of those weeks where things ship out, and then they eventually get here. I've got the conclusion of the Michelangelo Bagley. And I didn't realize this until I looked at the back saying, oh, it actually collects Lethal Protector. So I got a surprise upgrade on that.
Nice.
So then X-Men Onslaught Aftermath Volume 1.
I feel like I have a Road to Onslaught Omnibus, and I have the Aftermath, but I don't think I have the Onslaught Omnibus.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of want that, or you could just ignore it and do what you usually do and read it like two times down the way. And then concluding my upgrade of Constantine Hellblazer by Delano.
Volume 2 came out?
Yep, came out this week.
Did I order it? Not me checking my Shopify order to see if I ordered it.
And then I was a big fan of this series. I already have the visual guide for the movies, but this the visual history. And I love inside just seeing the memories, the breakdowns of how the series came about. I mean, even the toys,
Which one was that? Sorry,
this was the Real Ghostbusters of Visual History. There's 2 editions of it. This is just straight the book. If you want to get bougie about it. And
here, let's highlight the super chat really fast.
Yeah.
Jake, I don't have to prove anything with the size of my books.
That's true. I get to prove something with the size of my books right now. Look at this lovely reissue of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Volume
Can I tell you what
1.
kills me? Flip the slipcase
you?
around. What logo is on it?
Look at that. The bullet.
Oh, bro. The old ones have the America's Best Comics logo.
That's cool too. I'd say you got a nice collector's item, but yeah, it comes with, you've got the first volume of it, so hopefully volume 2 will be coming out, and then whole extra one with just the scripts by Alan Moore. And I love underneath it, this is what I wanted to highlight, that, how nice the kind of faux, kind of leather kind of feel. So, yep, these just this came out, so I was very excited to add a reissue of something that I didn't think was going to come back, and here we are. So let's get volume 2. Let's collect the rest of it in absolute format again.
Oh my god, dude, this was such a my order for 7/8/2025 is insane. So many books came out.
Well, what I'm kind of surprised with this one too is they kept the Just Jackets, because that's not been a thing for Omnis for a very long time. So I'm kind of surprised that they kept the Dust Jackets for League.
Shouts out to New Spooey. I think there was 2 versions. There was a regular and a deluxe, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes.
For Ghostbusters?
That's what for Real Ghostbusters, yes. Because there's one where you can get kind of some extra lithographs. I think it came in a slipcase. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. And then shouts out to the comic collector.
So yep, that's my haul for the last 2 weeks.
So carrying on to prove my buddy who gave us a super chat. If I remember correctly, DC owns the rights to America's Best Comic stuff, right?
They do. Yes.
And it's kind of a bummer. I mean, or it's not. Whatever you want, however you want to view it. I still think it's crazy we haven't got a Tom Strong absolute because everything else in ABC has been collected. You
Yeah, we
know,
got a compendium of Tom Strong.
yeah. So continuing
Dark
these
Horse.
on,
Dark Horse new spooey.
I got Static Shock season 1.
Oh, look at that.
I got The Authority, Superman Birthright, and Batwoman Eulogy.
You just want to put a strain on your eyes, don't you?
Can I tell you my hot take?
Sure.
Anything that's perfect for a compact classic is also perfect for an absolute edition. Every absolute should be a compact, and every compact should be an absolute.
I
That's not a bad hot take. I've thought
I
about
wouldn't
this for
call it a
while.
hot take. It's a take. I wouldn't call it necessarily
Okay.
a hot take. I
But
know,
think.
I know you're thinking. I'm not dissuading your
Yeah.
thinking. It's just it's a
Like,
take.
it's a standalone story that's perfect for new or old readers that can be enjoyed in the smallest format or the largest format. And you know what I mean? If it's something like this, right? Or like Authority, for instance, right? They're not gonna do they're like, you don't have to get the full run to still enjoy what you're reading in the book. You know what I mean?
Well, the only pushback I have to that, and I'm not saying the writing and the art on every one of those compacts isn't the best ever, but
Oh,
I
but the
wouldn't.
writing on every absolute isn't amazing.
No, and I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying, in a way, there has to be something to really distinguish it. Because to your point, I'm not a fan for Tomorrow. I think
Yeah.
Azrael is a great writer. I just don't think, and I've read it a number of times. I've tried. It's just not my tempo. It's one of the absolutes I'm not going to own just for the art because I have other things. You know, it's not a story I enjoy. But I wouldn't say that every one of the compacts should be an absolute because, at least in my opinion, I just don't think all of them are absolute worthy yet.
Do you think every compact should be an absolute, but not every absolute should be a compact?
No. Well, no, because not everything's a starting point with absolutes sometimes. Because I'll point out Sinestro War.
Of these ones, do you feel like there should be a deceased absolute, yay or nay?
Yeah.
Eulogy. How awesome would this be as an absolute?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to deny it's not going to be.
Birthright. We should have already had a Birthright absolute.
I'm not. I'm 50-50
And now
on
look
that.
Static Shock in the eyes and tell him he doesn't deserve an absolute.
I think original Milestone Static
Deserves
Shock.
an absolute. Okay.
Yes. I'm not saying season 1 wasn't good. I would prefer, if I have a choice, to go original Static Milestone.
That's fair. The Authority. So thanks. Hopefully they will reprint the Now comics. I think IDW released them many years ago. The Authority is awesome. You get so much extras with absolutes. Yes. And you don't get any extras with compact classics. But Superman Birthright. Why do you think it doesn't deserve an absolute, or you're not 100% sure? I will say I'm not crazy about the art in Birthright, but I'm crazy about the story.
I like the story. The art, I like Yu's art. It's just, I really didn't feel it as much in Birthright. I feel he's really good in other stories. I love him in other stories. Just Birthright just didn't jive for me as well as it did. Don't forget this.
Oh, thanks to Jake, I got into absolute collecting. I now have all the DC absolutes except Preacher, Blasphemy, and Dark Victory. Hey, Dark Victory is getting reprinted.
Yeah, and Preacher will come back. Man. Preacher will come back.
So you got which one was the hardest one to acquire, man? Because I feel like Danger Girl and JLA Avengers are the two hardest. I also have something else to show off. Speaking of Danger Girl.
Okay. But yeah, Birthright, some days I really like Birthright. Other days I was like, it's okay. And it's just a take. There are certain parts of Birthright I really like, and other parts I'm like, I'm not, not my tempo.
Speaking of Birthright, just a reminder, on Monday at 6:00, I will be interviewing Mark Waid. But segueing back to Danger Girl, I got my Supergirl by J. Scott Campbell statue.
The Bombshell edition. Don't you have a turntable for this?
Yeah, it's giant. Though. I don't have a small turntable anymore. And lastly, I got a few more. This
So
one
yes,
was one that Chris baited me into.
I don't bait. I just give
I
advice.
got Thorn Protobone.
I've got Thor. I've got that, but in a nice hardcover you got to experience.
Well, my hardcover, the hardcover's not in print anymore. Um, so yeah, I've always said that you can't appreciate Bone if you don't read Protobone first. I'm just kidding. That's not true.
Do you say that?
I've never said
That's
that.
your you just a thing you just made up and just decided to say?
Okay, is it a Jake Spencer thing to read Bone before Protobone? I don't
No,
know,
it's a
man.
Jake Spencer thing to read. What is it? Rascal or Rassel? Excuse me, Rassel. Before you even read Bone. That's a Jake
Okay,
thing.
I got Blue Book, the library edition.
That's gonna be
Um,
sweet.
yeah, this is supposed to be awesome. So I first heard about this book when a YouTuber named Labruski talked about it. So yeah, this is a big book. James Tinian interviewed. I guess he took recordings of people's actual their supposed actual recordings of their encounters with alien abduction, and then they turned it into a comic book. And man, Tinian writes more than anybody else, man. That's insane. Now, because I care about size, I got the DC Omnibus.
He now cares about size. He goes back and forth.
And because I really care about size, and because I believe in pre-ordering my books before FOC cutoff,
I do too.
I got Tomb Raider the Colossus Edition. Sold out, already being rushed back to a reprint. Volume 2 is already up for pre-orders. Listen to this creative team. Dan
Okay.
Jurgens, Adam Hughes, Michael Turner, Andy Park, Mark Silvestri, David Finch, and not just more, many more. So
You're there for the plot, and the plot is the art.
I'm there for two parts of the plot.
So, Jake, will you be wading through interesting territory with that interview? Mark Wade was my intro to both Captain America and Fantastic Four.
Okay, so I have only read the first arc of his Fantastic Four. His Captain America I've never read because it's been out of print for so long. I know I could read it digitally. That's just an excuse people say. I will say the interview will skew way more DC heavy. So if you're hoping to hear cool tidbits about Captain America and Fantastic Four, I don't want you to come, being sold a false bill of goods. But I want to talk about everything, man. I have a bunch of I'd like to do my thing where I pull up specific panels from their book and learn about some context behind it. I really want to dig into the nitty gritty of his new history of the DC universe. I want to dig into. I just finished reading, which is one of his favorite things he's ever written. It was almost a sequel to Birthright, so to speak, but The Last Days of Lex Luthor was awesome.
It was very good.
So good. The ending was whatever, but the first and middle portions were incredible. So I really want to dig into that and also talk about the Superman movie because he talks. One of his famous stories is that the Superman movie with Christopher Reeve changed his life and saved his life and set him on a path that he's still on to this day. And now he's so influential in the world of Superman that he had a street sign named after him in the movie. So I'm sure he'll have some thoughts about the movie. So I hope it'll be interesting, but I definitely haven't read much of his Marvel work.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, I would say it was definitely a great place to go with for it. I put his Fantastic Four as one of the best for people who want an entry point into Fantastic Four. I point to that.
And hey, maybe we'll get weird and talk about his Archie run. His Archie run is awesome.
Why
are you laughing at that? It's a good Archie run.
I'm not. Hey, Mark Waid is living his best life because he is literally the encyclopedia for when it comes to the big two, and now he's already done a history and a treasury edition I have right behind me for Marvel. Why not put it to order to do a whole history of the DC universe? Then I will ask him, is there a whole issue or a couple of issues devoted to can he fully explain the Legion and Donna Troy?
Part of me wants to ask him. I want to explain to him how I'm a comic book reader who fully embraces my era that I've wrote up in comics, and I feel like the Legion didn't have a huge place when I was first learning about comics. They're starting to come back. I'm excited for that, but I want to tell him I know literally nothing about the Legion of Superheroes. Is it disrespectful to ask him to play real or fake Legion of Superhero member with me, where he picks 3 names of Legion of Superheroes, 2 of them are real, 1 of them are fake, and I have to guess who the real, who the fake character is? Do you think he'd find that funny, or would he find that disrespectful?
Ask him off mic. See,
Okay.
Don't ask him off mic before you get on the air. I think he'd be
Okay.
open to it. Catch him in a good mood. I think he'd be open. He seems
Seems
good.
like
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
a good guy.
Wade and Sam need together.
Oh my
Combo,
God! I
especially with
will talk
Daredevil.
about
Yeah.
I will talk about his Daredevil run. The first thing I said to him is, "Hey man, I just got to say you have the most misunderstood Daredevil run of all time."
I would
Hands down.
agree. Just
And he
because
said he
again,
felt the same way.
well, I always point to people. I said, look at what Matt went through prior to his run, and it will
And what he
make
went
sense
through
why he's
during Mark's
asking.
run, though. But what like Mark was like, I put him through hell. Like, and everyone's acting like he's all happy go lucky, and I'm like, it's clearly like he's trying to
Coping.
process. He's coping, but like he still has like something horrible happens to Foggy. Something happens to like with his parents. Something happens with his ex-wife. Like horrible stuff happened to Mark. Sorry, not Mark. Matt. But he's coping. He's trying to be better. And I feel like that to me is one of the most misunderstood. Like everyone goes, I don't want to read Daredevil be happy. He is not happy in that run, bro.
I don't like my happy Daredevil. Yeah, you're not reading the subcontext to that.
Yeah. So that was cool. And what I'm excited about is that no one I interviewed was at Heroes Con. But at Comic-Con they will all be there, and I've never met a creator after I've interviewed them before. So I'm just excited to see how that. I'm not expecting like special treatment or anything, but I wonder if they'll recognize me. I'm sure they will, but like that'll be cool to see what that experience is like now that I've interviewed someone before,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't there an artist edition of that run? Because I'm about to order it right now. Heroic Hideaway. Should I order that artist edition right now? And then Mark Waid took over for Mark Grunwald's 10-year run. And then I love Mark and Chris Samney together. I just need to get Samney's autograph on my Daredevil one because I have Wade and Allred. And then his Fantastic Four was the first thing I read after returning to comics. Liked it so much I sold my paperbacks and tracked down the omnibus. Okay, I'll order it right now on air. We should start because it's been about time, right? About 33 minutes. So while we're doing that, I'm gonna order the artist edition of Mark Waid's Captain America. Add this to the stage and let's get started because we have a big week. 1,000 Ink Stains, a memoir.
Yeah.
This looks like this is a book that Mitch pestered me for.
Yeah, I've got my order in there, but yeah, a great kind of history of Lemire writing, showing off artwork, but also talking about the behind the scenes of creating many of his projects at that point. So I'm very excited to read this. I mean, again, I've said it before. Where it's not. I don't collect oversized and omnis and deluxe edition absolutes just for the art and having it in oversized and just having it all together. I love the back material and I love these behind the stories because it makes me appreciate it, and when I reread these stories, have a new way to look at it too. So I'm very excited to read this.
Heck yeah. I don't know anything about this. Is this a memoir of his real life?
Well, I mean, again, it's my guess is it's going to be my guess is it's presented kind of in this kind of format.
Okay.
So it'll have a number of his art and essays that he's written and going and breaking down his stories,
Okay. Agent Venom. So little bit of an update. I don't even know if we should show the picture.
I think they can understand the description.
They shipped us they didn't ship us a pallet. So usually when you order a lot of a book, they ship us what's called a pallet. It's neatly packaged. They just individually UPS'd us all of these boxes full of Omnis, and like a bunch of them came damaged. So if you pre-order from us and your thing hasn't shipped already, we have to wait for the restock because we're not going to ship you a damaged omnibus. Oh my God! I got to pay attention. I almost shipped it to my old address.
So
Here, you
it
take
is
the lead
coming.
while I order this.
And as Jake's saying, enough of them were damaged to be like, nah, we're not going to do that. We'd rather get a better shipment in. So yes, don't freak out if your order hasn't shipped. It is one of those situations where just have to wait an extra week or two. Your order is secure. It's not going out of print right now. But again, when the shipment is damaged like as bad as it was, we saw the pictures. It's not worth to sell. We're not going to do that. So, but yeah. So this is the entire run of Agent Venom, and this is Flash Thompson taking on the symbiote, and it's a very cool thing in the sense of how he's using the symbiote and what he has to do in order to not become fully symbiotic, as it were. But this is actually going to be my only second quote unquote Venomnibus, because I've got Donny Cates's run, both the King in Black and the Venomnibus proper. But this will only be my second proper Venomnibus because I don't have the first three or four of them, just because I felt early on with Venomnibus there are stories I like in it, and there's a lot of stories that's just like, it's of the era. I grew up in the era and I liked it, but it's not something I needed to have in collected edition like that. But Agent Venomnibus, yes, that was a lot of fun. I wouldn't say that's a hot take, William Lee. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think that's not as uncommon as you think.
I ordered the book. So it's it's not in stock, sadly. So it won't get here before my interview on Monday.
I definitely chose the standard edition cover.
What was the different cover? Let me see.
It's Space Knight. That's Venom as Space Knight.
What did I choose? I don't remember, but I guarantee you, I'm about to get the most damaged copy shipped to me. whichever one is like the most damaged, he's gonna send to me just to be a jerk.
It's gonna like have a half cover on it.
Funny you mentioned that. I ordered Golden Age Superman Volume 1 from OPB last week, and it got delivered to my aunt's house yesterday. I completely forgot I updated the address to deliver there. Yeah, we have this strict policy where we do not adjust an address at all. Even if like the shipping thing says, did they mean this address? We don't touch it because we don't want them to be like, you shipped it to the wrong place. So we ship it, where it's selected. And yeah, this is one of the few times where the DM is a must. What's up, Richard?
Hey.
Dude, I am literally living my dream. I'm grilling, barbecuing, going to the beach, reading comics, and I'm going to Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'm a little sad. My my wife and kids are heading up to New York to visit her family for 2 weeks because my wife works. My wife's job is remote, so she gets to kind of do that. But I can't take 2 weeks off because my job is not remote, anything but. And so it's nice having sometimes a little quiet, but I obviously love my family very much, and having 2 weeks with a very, very quiet house is something that I don't like. So
I will say
I'm a little sad.
2 weeks would be a lot. Like for me, I'd love like 2 days in Vegas. My wife she's going to a bridal shower in a couple weeks. Then she's going to her 30th birthday party with her sister soon. I love like a 2-3 day trip with my wife gone after, like, cause I can risky business dance with my omnibus. You know what I mean? And other than that, I'm like, I'll miss my wife. I'm not one of those guys that are like, oh, I need the ball and chain to get out of the house. No, I'm like, it's nice for like a night or two. After that, I miss them, and I'm sure with kids, it's even more so.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, again, there's certain things like, okay, I get a little bit of this time back, things like that. But again, I love my family, and the initial part of it's just like, can't wait till they're home. So 2 weeks starting tomorrow morning.
I'm trying to see what cover I got.
I think you made it clear, William. The DM is not a must. Yeah.
Oh, did I read it wrong? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you might have read it wrong, but yeah, yeah, I
Oh,
read
it's
it.
not a must. My
Yeah,
bad. I think I
you
read it
you
wrong.
wrote it correctly, William.
Yeah,
Jake had
that's
trouble
me
reading.
being. There's a reason I read comic books. Because I'm bad with words.
Well,
Uh,
see, far saying, wonder if you get a lot of reading done. Again, I've got a job that is getting ready to ramp up again, so there's a possibility. But I also have things I want to watch too that I can also delve into. Like
yeah,
I'm still debating whether to start Sandman on Netflix because I'm gonna be like, I'd rather it all drop at once instead of waiting. So I'm debating that.
what I will say, Chris,
Hmm.
is it is such it is so much better than season one because it's so tight
Mm.
because they only had one season to finish, and
Yeah.
the portion that they dropped for that season is incredibly satisfying as a start, middle, and end of that section that I almost feel I'm happy that I didn't watch all of it because I got to sit with that portion and it's such a good section.
Well, what I am
So
excited
it
for
feels fulfilling.
before Aaron leaves tomorrow, we are getting to watch the first two episodes of the new Dexter series that just came out. So I'm excited to at least get a jump on that. All right, some
Wait,
new
the till
spook.
all are one sets? Isn't that the Transformer stuff?
Yes,
I thought
from
that stuff's not
OPB.
shipping till December, so we can change your address, man.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. That's different.
Oh, till all are one is different than the Transformers
No, no, no,
Kickstarter.
no, 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 no. I'm saying that's you can change it. The being that it's this far away, it's different when it's and
Oh,
you're running
yeah,
up
yeah, yeah,
against.
yeah, yeah. Like, we have it set up so people can cancel their order, but if you ever need to change something, just shoot me a message or email us, and we got you.
Make
Um,
sure you're very nice to Jake too. He responds quicker if you whisper sweet nothings into the DM.
yeah, Batman War Games. I heard a lot of people say this isn't good. I have no frame of reference, but I'm Kevin Smith when it comes to Batman books. I just love everything. I just
This is
love
an
everything.
upgrade because I've owned for many years the two fat trades that
Two
collected.
fat trades.
So is it in the league of no man's land and things like that? No, it's not. I mean, this was kind of the era for me that I was slowly getting ready to get out of comics for the first time, second time, can't remember. It's not a bad story. It's very interesting. I think it's rather interesting how it starts. There is loss of life in this book. Um, and it delves into the thing of idea when Batman has these plans. What happens when someone who is not meant who not meant to see these plans nor to try to execute it on their own? The danger of having these plans that are, I wouldn't say they were easily accessed, but Batman having a plan for everything. Sometimes when it backfires, and this backfired royally. So
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I'm easy to please. I already have this. I want every Batman omnibus. I'm only missing one Batman omnibus. Interesting that it collects solo number 10 though. That's kind of funny.
I'd have to
Oh,
go.
I'm gonna add the Darwin Cook Absolute to pre-order after this, so I can pre-order it. I'm
I've
pumped
been
for
wondering
that.
why you haven't.
Um,
Let me
I
look up.
have
Let me
been
look up
moving.
solo number
Yeah,
10 to see what exactly that could.
I guess haven't really publicly said this, but my job is transitioning from like admin and customer support to like purely marketing. So some of the stuff's not going to get done as quickly anymore, but it's not me not getting it done quickly anymore. But I can always do more.
I'm not sure. They don't have solo fully collected on DC Infinite, so
So this should be the best-selling finest edition ever because apparently, if you put a gorilla on the cover, it sells better, right? So this has more than one gorilla.
I mean, this is a collection that's can't say they're not trying to cater to all sides.
Yeah. Um, peace and love in the words of Omnidog. I hope this made some people happy,
I know. So do
and
I.
that's all that I can say about that.
Yeah, I've got nothing. Sorry.
I got nothing, man. Iron Man, epic collection, the new Iron Age. I just,
So,
I've never. I mean, this is Fraction, which is cool, but I've just never cared about Iron Man as a character.
yeah, Fractions run. I mean, this is the Fear itself run as well. So I mean, it's Matt Fraction, I think, did a great job writing Iron Man. So since you don't get too many omnis with Iron Man, and this is right now the most complete way, at least a modern way, to collect Iron Man. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Fraction's run on Iron Man. He did a great job.
Oh, good, Spooey. So we don't got to make any changes. Moving on. Marvel Masterworks Captain America Volume 17.
This is Jake's favorite starting point.
I mean, it's got Bucky on the cover, so I'm down.
Yeah.
Marketing. What's that like? Unrelated. I heard you can save ordering multiple books from OPP. Yeah, Chris, you got a code they can use to save money on buying multiple books?
Well, if you want to use the code for Marvel Alliance, you can use the code MGUASIT, MGUASIT, to get 5% off if you order 4 or more books together.
Yeah, that's awesome. Or you can save. What's if they want to save $2 on their order?
That would be, oh goodness gracious, I hate it because you're getting me out of my routine of saying things at that point.
Okay, you can use code Brave Boys to save $2.
No,
you can use
wait. Nope, I got it. Marvel GUA for $2 off. There we go. I have the thing pulled up. I said, yep, Marvel. So you got Marvel GUA to get $2 off, or MGUA SIT for 5% off.
This is a bad joke that's going to get clipped by the haters on Reddit and taken out of context. My favorite joke about what marketing is like is the difference between sales and marketing. A salesman lies to one person at a time. A marketer lies to everybody at the same time. So that's my favorite marketing joke. And
your favorite DM
Shade
cover?
The Changing Man. Where's my I remember this one. Someone said that this book wasn't for me. I think it might have been, I forget who it was, but then Next Imaginaut sent me like a giant essay about why I would like Shade the Changing Man. So I will say that I didn't know there was anything before this, but I just got the Steve Ditko omnibus for DC, and I guess the character's older than this.
It is a trippy cover, I'll give you that. I have no frame of reference. I've never read Shade the Changing Man. I know people have been waiting for this for a while and have been very worried when it was first in the catalog and jumped in and out of it. So
and then
it's
then
one
it
of
got
those
cut a little bit, right? Like they took some stuff out, added some,
well, to make it a 2-volume one. So definitely, if you have been waiting for this or curious about this, again, they base the ideas of a volume 2 off volume 1. So go for it.
Yep. Star Wars Legends: The Rebellion omnibus, volume 3. So my question is, there's a lot of these different Star Wars series that are reprints, right? Of I think they were Dark Horse comics, right?
Yes, they were the Dark Horse series.
How many volumes are they all gonna have? Like, is there like an average? Okay.
I mean, again, for the Legend stuff, I have the collections that mean the most to me, which was Tales of the Jedi. Yeah. And the first 2 volumes of the post Return of the Jedi era.
Is that Empire?
No, it is
not the Emerald Thrawn stuff.
Yeah, that's it. It was.
It's not Empire.
That's not. Well, that's not the Empire series. You're gonna make me get up. I'm gonna get up.
Okay, so there's the Rebel Alliance one, right? I will say my favorite is the Knights of the Old Republic stuff. Even though people said Volume 2 is not that good, I'm pumped for Volume 2.
Okay, so I've got Tales of the Jedi, Old Republic, and that's getting a Volume 2, which I was very surprised.
I literally just said that when you left.
Oh, okay, and New Republic.
I was talking about that. Yeah, New Republic. Got it. Okay.
New Republic. So yeah. So this is a lot of the Dark Horse stuff. I mean, again, these are different series that, I mean, if you go to the next one, it's a huge collection. Like, this makes up lots of different things. Now, Shadows of the Empire, that was a cool series. You know, if you've played, wherever a fan of the video game, you know, they created a series around that as well.
I don't want to make you feel old, but that was a little before my time.
It was before your time. N64.
Yeah, my big Star Wars game was KOTOR.
Well, KOTOR's great.
My confession with KOTOR is it was the first game I bought on Xbox, and I could never get off Terrace because Terrace is like a giant tutorial, and it's so hard. So I said,
It's not
screw it.
hard.
I was a kid, bro. I was so young. So I rented Volume 2 from whatever Game Crazy or whatever it was at the time. Started playing Volume 2 because and it was way more fun. And then I returned KOTOR 1 in the KOTOR 2 box and never got caught. So I was a mischievous little kid. I since gone back and played KOTOR 1 tons of times. So I guess I even played KOTOR out of order. Yeah, I love KOTOR, and I love Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah. So I mean, I personally love that we are getting these in the format. It's just with Star Wars, like I've got my pre-order for Old Republic locked in. The continuation of new, like the volume 3 of the New Republic, that's where it started getting a little iffy in the sense of some of the series are good, some of the series are bad, and I'm trying to be, as my mod had said, rational buying since 1984, and again, space. So
Yeah,
you know, I
Chris
mean, you've
has
seen it.
so much. Chris has so much more space than me, but he's not willing to be engulfed by his collection in the way that I am.
Well,
Like
I don't
I
have the
would, I
ability.
would,
You
I
don't have
would.
kids.
Yes, I would kill to utilize every inch of Chris's massive basement, but he's got
I've
priorities.
got movies too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Superman, Batman, DC Compact Comics Edition. See, I feel like this could be an absolute someday.
it is an absolute.
Oh shucks, I guess I
It
didn't.
isn't. It is an
Oh,
absolute.
oh,
It's
it
called
is over
Super.
there. I didn't see it. Just
I'm
kidding.
looking at mine, volumes 1 and 2.
Um, I think what's fun for me about these stories is that, a lot of people know, I didn't start with comics like a lot of people did. I started with animated DC projects, and I actually just scored Justice League Unlimited. It was on sale on iTunes for $10 last night, so I just scored that series.
What did you score
But
for $10?
all of Justice League Unlimited is on sale for $10. The box
Oh
set on
yes.
iTunes for $10. So that was like I waited too long on Superman the animated series last week.
Mm.
I messed up on that one, but Justice League Unlimited, one of my favorite adaptations ever. But okay, so there were two movies I loved as a kid, which as I grew older and read comics, I realized were pulled from these runs. So they did a Public Enemies one, and then they did the one about the Supergirl story. I forget what that one was called.
Yep.
But like,
Yeah,
do you
it
remember?
was some Dark Side. I think I own it.
Yeah. So these ones are nostalgic for me because I got to see. It's weird when you see the adaptation first, and then you get to read the source material.
Yeah, I mean this was the reintroduction of Kara Zor-El into the DC proper again.
Yeah.
Because
Um.
you know
And then
there's Matrix was a thing, and yeah, I enjoy Matrix. So yep,
I
there we
just,
go.
I just,
There we go. Richard's got it. Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember Public Enemies and Apocalypse. I just got home from seeing Superman, and I agree, not perfect, but it was fun a movie, and I'm excited for more DC movies to see where the movie verse goes. I guess
Stay tuned for our review.
I guess I'm like curious why everyone says it's not perfect because like what was the last perfect superhero movie? Like
But
I'm
that's
I'm
subjective.
curious.
That's a subjective
No,
opinion.
so for you, Chris, what was the last superhero movie you considered was perfect?
There isn't.
Exactly. So
I
why can't people just say I just got home from seeing Superman and it was really fun and I'm excited to see where everyone has to like preface it by
but
saying it's. But I don't think there is such thing as a perfect movie.
but I've done it too in the sense of we always say I go into a movie every time I go into a movie I don't go into it saying prove to me you're good. I go
Yeah,
into a movie saying prove to me you're bad.
yeah.
So
John Wick 4. Okay, I will give movies like The Iron Giant, Spirited Away, Mask of the Phantasm are what I consider like near perfect movies. But if you were to ask me to find a flaw about any movie in the world, I could come up with some flaws.
oh yeah, there's flaws
You
in
know,
every movie. So
um,
moving on.
I could make many flaws. I can hear what I'm saying. Okay. Moving on. Wonder Woman by George Perez. the Omnis have been out of print for a while, so at least they're sticking with this collection.
Yep, they will. The Omnis will come back one day. I own them, but I'm not gonna be one of these people. Oh, never come back. No, it's Wonder Woman. It's George Perez. It's one of his illustrious run. They're coming back.
Sorry, that might have felt like I was being intense about your review. It's just I feel like I've heard everybody say that, and it's like it makes me feel like, why are we saying it? I'm just curious. Why does everyone feel the need to say it about this specific movie? I never
they
heard
say it about
people,
a lot.
I feel like people are just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just passionate about this movie and I want to protect it. I don't know. So yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't coming after you for that. I completely
He wasn't. I
understand
can
why
vouch for
people
him. He
say it.
wasn't.
Yeah. Spider-Man. Oh,
Shoot.
Chris,
That's me. Yep.
It's okay.
It's
What's
okay.
our
It should be
pick?
letter 44. This is me
Letter
trying to make my
44.
But the description is right. The title is wrong. Description is right.
And the picture's right.
Yes, picture's right. This is me just copying and pasting and trying to slides and just forgetting stuff. So darn it.
I understand your comment. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. Oh, okay. Would you guys say I like The Brave and the Boys? They're not perfect, but they're all right. I guess you would. Everyone would say that. I'm not perfect. Okay. So is this who's this by? Is this by Soul?
Yes.
I saw the picture. Have you read this? I haven't read this.
I have not read it. I'm looking forward to when it comes out to kind of dive into it.
F1 has been the movie of the summer, so for me, Superman was good, but I still haven't experienced a great Superman movie despite having seen all that exists. I mean, can I say The Iron Giant is the perfect Superman movie? I usually say I love The Brave and the Boys. Oh, thank you. But so apparently he doesn't want me to risky business with an Omni. It was not a great movie, a good movie for sure, but it doesn't make a good beginning to the DCU. I hope Supergirl is better written than this. Chris and Jordan are great. Jake is tolerable. Oh, a slept-on movie from earlier this year is Black Bag, my favorite of the year. So do we have a pick of the week?
Yeah, I'd go with the one you have me holding. Venom, Agent Venom.
I have you holding the right cover, or which cover did you choose? Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm better at picking out what book Chris wants as book of the week. I will say that for me, last week, I can't believe we didn't do a show last week now that I saw my order for that week, because that was like the biggest week ever and we screwed Pooch. I'm sorry.
Trust me, putting those slides together, I was like, come on.
You friggin' bastards. I don't know. I'm Shade the Changing Man. I'm excited to read it. There's not a lot of Vertigo things I've read that I haven't loved. I wonder though, what logo is going to be on it?
It's going to be they already have it. It's going to be the bullet.
Okay. It's going to say Black Label, not Vertigo?
Probably. Because Vertigo isn't a thing right now.
I thought they brought it back though. Isn't
they
nice
did. They did, but I don't think they haven't put it back into circulation again like that. So.
Okay. So Chris, talk to me about Superman. We'll do a non-spoiler review.
All right. So non-spoiler review. This is the most fantastical Superman movie we have gotten. This confirms a lot of what we have. James Gunn has kind of put out there about what the DC universe is going to be like. It's fun. It brings about, it puts you back right in the action, and you get the little bit of origin here or there, but he was very clear he wasn't going to tell an origin story. It's a lot of world building. There are some parts that I'm a fan of James Gunn. There are some tropes that I really do like he brings to this one. However, there are a few parts, and we can do that in the spoiler section, where it was just like, nope, I disagree with that. So, but all in all, I had a good time. David Cornsweet is Superman. He's going to be a great Superman. I'm very happy with it. I think Rachel Brosnahan has taken in live action. She is my favorite Lois Lane of all the Lois Lanes in live action.
Do you have a favorite Lois Lane if you're counting all mediums?
Um, I did really like Bitsy Tolberth in Superman and Lois. I think she kind of stands that test of time and brings the same thing I liked about what Rachel Brosnahan does in this one. So I would say in that, in Dana Delaney in the animated series is always perfect. The voice carried that weight of who that's who I hear when I read Lois Lane. I still hear Dana Delaney.
She doesn't have a lot of lines, but the Fleischer Lois Lane, I feel like fits the vibe.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else that non-spoiler wise. Um,
How did you
I
feel about the length? Because I felt it was actually a surprisingly tight film. My problem with that is I felt like there was like as fantastical as the movie was, there was very real human grounded moments that felt like there was weight to them. And then there would be like a joke afterwards. And I almost wish there had been a little more space in between the human moment and the joke to let the human moment. I felt like I would
yes,
sit
that's
with the human.
that
Yeah.
that
Like
I,
I would sit with the human, and it was not the Marvel thing where everything's a quip. There's definitely quips in this movie,
well,
but
I'd
there
also
was
push back.
also
Not everything's a quip in a Marvel movie, but I
yeah,
understand where they
yeah.
I
But I'm
understand where
like,
they get to it. Yeah.
yeah. It like there was more human weight, but like there was like this ending speech by a character, and it doesn't. You don't even get to the second it's done. This joke happens, and then
Yeah.
like you don't get to sit with anything because it's such a tight. There's so much movie to cover in 2 hours that I feel like I would have been okay with 15-20 minutes longer if I got to sit with the emotions a little bit more.
Uh,
But that I guess that for me was what I would say is like. But for me, I need to watch it again because
True, I do too.
I was so nervous. Like every DC movie, I felt like I was considered crazy when I was like, please be good. And I would see it and it was not good or it was okay or whatever. In this movie, I was so stressed about if it was going to be good that I didn't get to enjoy the fact that it was good, So I
Well,
want to go again and just relax and enjoy it.
yeah, and some things I think this is a good as the original title of the movie was going to be Superman Legacy. There's a lot of Silver Age tips of the hat. The way the fortress is portrayed is very, all-star Superman, Silver Age.
The way Jimmy's portrayed.
I have some issues in the sense of the actions that Jimmy does in this one. I have some serious
Oh,
issues with some of his actions in this.
I
I like the
loved it. I
potential of
loved it.
Jimmy. But I have some issues in the sense of his treatment of certain people and say, come on. I don't
No,
necessarily care for
I
that. That he,
loved it. I
um,
loved it.
yeah.
I give me the Jamie Olsen TV show they teased, and just
Well,
make it like the Matt
that
Fraction one. Where's yeah?
I know that there is stuff left on the cutting floor, and I think that the Daily Planet stuff ended up getting cut because, I mean, for crying out loud, Perry's barely there, and I love Wendell Pierce as an actor.
How big were they in the marketing for them to not? You know,
There's stuff that was left on the cutting room floor.
I felt like
I think the Daily Planet got cut.
I would say not even just Daily Planet, but also like just Clark portions, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I felt like a lot of this movie was Superman as Superman and Superman as Clark, but like or Superman trying to become trying to like become the Superman persona, but we didn't see a lot of just the Clark persona, I felt like.
Yeah, there wasn't, but I think the stuff that we did have was enough to kind of carry the message of identity and who he is as not just as Superman, but also who he is as he says that, trying to figure out alien or human, you know?
Yeah, it definitely felt like the reverse Birthright a little bit, which I thought was interesting. Like they pulled a lot from Birthright, but they flipped a lot
They
of it
did.
on its head. So definitely you could see All Star and Birthright as like two of the biggest ones pulled for this.
And
I will
Lex Luthor
say
was great. Lex Luthor was outstanding.
Lex was awesome. I will say that I feel like there was some small bits pulled from Superman versus the Elite, if you've ever seen that movie.
Yeah.
And I liked the concept of Superman's way effective in today's society, or in this world society, or is he old fashioned? And I
Must there
almost
be
wished,
a
yeah.
Superman? Must there be
Okay,
a
shut up. No. Not must there, because and this is a world where heroes exist. So heroes exist, but is Superman's way the right way for heroes to be? And I almost wish they would have played up the Justice Gang to be a little more like the way that people want superheroes to be portrayed in movies and TV shows. You know what I mean? Like the hip modern way. And then I don't know. I felt like I got what they were doing, but they could have played it up a little bit more. Thank you so much, man. Have a great week. I can't believe Ultraman was gaggy. Yo, all right. Have you read? Do you want to leap over this?
Do you want to leap over the spoiler wall?
Hold on. Have you read Dark Patterns?
Yeah,
it's my favorite Batman run. Okay.
Yeah.
Bat Kato sends me a panel before I read Dark Panels where the issue ends with them saying it's gaggy, and you think that gaggy's, and then it turns out to be like the ventriloquist dummy guy or whatever, Scarface. But why does the comic end by saying it's gaggy? Was that a mistake that they left in?
No, I don't think it wasn't a mistake.
Because we got so hyped that Gaggy was going to be there. Had to hop on for the live. That writer was at Heroes. Really nice dude. Which writer? Yeah. So I don't know. Okay, back to the. Are you guys ready? Should we flash spoiler warnings? Do you guys want us to?
Yeah.
Are you guys cool with it?
So we can talk about full warning. Full warning. Yeah. How about you put up a banner that says spoilers for Superman? You can create one very quickly.
Up to 50%. Okay, create a banner.
So yes, if you have not seen it, anything like that, Jake and I have, we'll give a rating at the end of it.
We'll give it a countdown. We'll give it a 10-second countdown so you all can leave. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Jake hated it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You can go first.
I'm gonna go with a lot of likes because my dislikes are not many.
Are they likes or loves?
But like and love, I change them interchangeably at this point. It really doesn't matter. Like I said, David Cornsweet is a great Superman, outstanding. Just he's a new Superman for this generation. I really enjoy how the Crypto just being the the bad boy, the bad dog at points, and also being there at the moments. This whole Pocket Universe thing is going to be interesting because Peacemaker's going to continue that, and I like that. And I like that surprise cameo from him.
Yeah, that got a huge laugh in my theater.
Yeah.
I will say that. Okay, here's my biggest gripe.
No, let's go likes. Go likes. Go likes.
I liked almost all of it though. Like Lois was great, Jimmy was great, Lex was great. I think the ending where, like, I feel like a lot of movies are about Clark as a human learning to accept his alien heritage, like Superman Smashes the Klan or Birthright. They're about a human Superman learning to love his alien heritage. This felt like a alien Superman who lived on Earth and was human, learning to accept his humanity parents and learning to, you know what I mean? Like he learned that, okay, he is alien, but he's a human first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was awesome, which I loved. I didn't care about the twist about his biological parents. That was fine for me. They could retcon in the future.
I don't hate on it as much.
So good. That any moment where they trick you into thinking he's going to look at his parents again, but this time it's his life flashing before his eyes. That beat made the whole movie. That brought it up a level for me.
I love the conversation you had with Pa Kent. This is not my favorite portrayal of Ma and Pa Kent. For what I saw and what I got,
old, right? Like they seem kind of senile.
No, but see that they're just very folksy. They're very much in the sense of in their ways at that point. Like Smallville, Ma and Pa Kent and Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. Those are my favorite portrayals of Martha and Jonathan Kent.
I
This was just very
yeah.
folksy, but I love that sit down that he has because that was the moment saying, "Okay, I'm down with this." And that ending, I was like, "Okay, this." But they were just a little too folksy for me.
So
No,
yeah,
so
but I thought that at first, but I came around to it, and here's why. The whole point of the movie is for Superman to realize he doesn't need to be what his parents wanted him to be or whatever. So if Pa Kent or Ma Kent had been like they're giving all that advice that you usually have from Pa Kent or whatever, like and then he's just being what his parents wanted to be again. I love that his parents were like, this is your choice, whatever it
yeah.
is, your choice. And I feel like if we ever get flashbacks to Superboy or to Clark growing up, then we could see Pa Kent and Ma Kent give more actual guidance. This time they were like, dude, you're it's your decision, you know? And I think that was the point of the movie
Yeah,
to a
I
degree.
think no, and like I said, it just wasn't my favorite portrayal. Didn't take it down a notch. It was just one that, again, you're working with a lot going on at once. I think the CG was great with it. Lex Luthor, as I said, it was very impressive because they kept a lot of Lex out of the trailers with Nicholas Holt's portrayal. Um, I enjoyed his very much maniacal, like just going after Superman. You could do it, but what I wish there was a lead up to it, just because he was just so angry so much, in the sense of my pinnacle of Lex Luthor, and it's kind of weird. Is I Clancy Brown's portrayal in the animated series, that kind of vision. I was just like, when we saw the revelation about what Lex was trying to get to with the country. So I was like, oh gosh darn it, we're doing another land deal again. Come on.
Yeah.
He wants to be king. That was just like, ugh,
Well,
come
I
on.
felt like that wasn't like his actual plan.
No, it wasn't. I
That
get
was
it,
like a
but
cherry on top, you know.
it was, and he said it too. But it was just like, can we stop this, please? It,
I
it it takes away from who Lex Luthor really is as a one of Superman's greatest villains.
It was hard, I guess.
Sorry, Doc.
We
We put the
we
spoil.
gave so many warnings,
I know. Yeah, it's just spoilers are at the bottom. We're trying to be. We're
and
trying.
we're not muted. We're still going. So
Yeah.
I would say, as much as I'd love for you to keep watching, bow out, come back,
Or
watch
just
the replay tomorrow.
go back, put the feedback to the beginning, because this is
Yeah, on repeat.
yeah.
Um, I wish they had played more into the fact that like Superman so Lex does a lot to turn the population seemingly against
Yeah.
Superman. And they definitely play off how the Justice Gang is different than him and
Yeah.
how fundamentally his goodness inspires people. But I felt like they lost me by what Hawk Girl did at the end, or do you think that was fine?
Well, let me talk about the
Well, because
Justice
I
Gang,
thought the
because
whole point was that they were supposed to be inspired by Superman to be better. Was that not the point?
no, I don't think that at all. I think that we don't know enough about this Justice Gang because we've only saw Maxwell Lord for a split second on it. I think we're gonna get a little bit more in Peacemaker, because we've kind of seen the trailers of that. But with you know, Eddie with Mr. Terrific, outstanding. That is Mr.
Yeah,
Terrific, fair
I bought
play.
I bought his
I
skin
lo-
in Fortnite last night.
yeah, and Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Oh yeah, he's got that channeling in there, exactly what's going on. Now
What was Hawk? I
with
feel like Hawk Girl was like the one that had the least like
well,
personality.
well, I mean, there was what she had. She did with what was given. Isabella Merced, I think, is a great actor. She's having an amazing year. Her agent, my gosh, she's knocking
Yeah,
out. He or she is knocking out of the park with
dude,
what
she
she's
saved The
getting.
Last of Us to a degree. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah,
like yeah,
but again, when she said at the end, when she drops, she said, "You're not gonna." The president goes, "You're not gonna kill me. You're like Superman." And she's like, "That's perfect, because that's who Hawkgirl is. Hawkgirl is not necessarily someone that is never been like promoted the idea of like I'm not going to take a life. No, I was fine with it. Now I know people are making fun of her screaming with the hawk cry. Okay, that may have not been the best like sequence at that point. I understand people, but you don't. This portrayal of Hawk Girl, we don't have enough of to go on. I'm looking forward to more of it. Where I have a problem, the Mr. Terrific action sequence in at the base, that was outstanding. That was so
Noah,
freaking
was that
cool.
Noah and the whale?
But the needle drop, absolutely, that was a needle drop I did not like.
I love that song.
No, because I think it did not line up with the character, in my opinion. That was a needle drop I didn't need. They could have done something completely different. If they're going to do a needle drop, choose a different one. That did not line up for who I see Mr. Terrific as in the comics. It doesn't line up to even his character in this. He's very much unemotional. That is not what he does. But man, dude, he showed why Mr. Terrific is amazing.
That one line where he's like, "I don't need your help. I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific." Like that was fucking awesome.
They drop the S word a bunch of times in this one.
Yeah,
that was like their go-to curse word.
The other thing that for me, and I don't know if it was an effects thing or if it was a pacing thing, I felt like the Proton River scene went on a little long and got a little hard to see.
Yeah, that I could see that, but especially when you have the Proton River saying it's going to destroy. It's like, who got destroyed? Who really, even the what was it? The rogues or whatever they're called.
Joey's acting took me right out of the movie.
Well, that's
I'm just kidding.
Joey
I'm just kidding, bro. I don't know anything about Joey.
I did like Metamorpho, and it looked amazing. Just like put it page on screen. That's Metamorpho. You know.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hopefully some more with that. You know, my other big issue. I said Jimmy with what he does to Eve at that point. That's not a good look.
Well, I will say that I read some spoilers beforehand that said that Jimmy, like basically everything that happened, but they said that he was being sent nude photos is what, like how the leak tried to make it worse than it was. She was clothed in every single one of those photos. There was not anything like, they were selfies. They were not sex. Like the
no, but it was. I just didn't like how like he kind of threw it off in the sense of, oh, she probably dropped her phone. No, did you see anywhere in her voice that made it sound like at least to me, I know we were seeing and he wasn't, but I just didn't like how he treated Eve in that moment. And necessarily, it's fine. But people are saying, how can Jimmy have that? It's like, no, I have plenty of people. I mean, look at how many people like, wait a minute, how can he or she get all that kind of, as the kids say, riz? It's like, no, that's believable. I can buy it. I do look forward to more. I just didn't think that was a good look for Jimmy.
I think the whole point is that all the women are supposed to fall for the Jimmy Riz except Lois, and she's supposed to be like this great investigator, and for some reason not know why people fall for Jimmy. Like, I think that's perfect. Maybe he could have shown a little more compassion in that scene, but I loved when she was like, "You have to spend the weekend with me." He was like, "The whole weekend?" Like, that was funny to me.
Well, that was funny. I just didn't like how it ended. How he basically kind of threw it off, like saying, do you really think that she's doing this?" Like, I don't know, that ending part. I did like the kind of reveal saying, "Oh, she was really taking pictures of things like that." But the engineer, cool. Thought it was cool. You know, as soon as Lex goes into the fortress and stuff like that, it's like, all right, I already know where this is going with Ultraman. I already know. It's Bizarro.
Yeah, 100%.
It's Bizarro.
Or at least someone that might become Bizarro someday, you know.
Oh, he's Bizarro. He's Bizarro now. He just doesn't talk.
I mean,
it was a cool way for him to do the chess moves
with a lot of squares.
What's that?
He did go to a pocket universe with a lot of squares.
Yeah, we're not seeing that's one he's going to pull back in. I would, you know, all like I said, I had fun. One thing I talked about last night on Dave the Film Junkies vodka stream is I find it very interesting that a lot of the things, the social media turning against Superman, the questioning of his actions by the population, the idea of being unilateral going into areas and coming out are similar things that were discussed in Man of Steel, BVS. Those are very similar issues that were discussed, and not many people are saying, "Oh, those are great things." It's like, yeah, those were discussed earlier. Those were discussed earlier in other film franchises,
Do you
and more people had
feel
and more
like
people had
Snyder
problems.
ever gave an answer though? Like he had people in the movie question Superman and raise the question of them, but I feel like the Snyder movies never really gave an actual answer as to why
I
he should.
No, but I don't not necessarily looking for an answer. I don't think this movie totally answered it necessarily either. I think it was I think the how Snyder painted his universe versus how this is painted. It's similar, but it's just painted differently. So I find it interesting just being like because the painting's different, people are really enjoying this versus that. That's fine. Because again, I think James Gunn needed to play it safe. And I think some people, we talked about last night, how some people thought James Gunn played it too safe. And I brought out the point saying, no, he has to play it safe for this because I know he's talked about things that were left on the cutting room floor, including Ultraman taking a hit, punching Crypto.
Yeah.
That was left on the cutting room floor because the audience didn't like it. So, and that's okay. I want this universe to be successful. I want DC Studios to do this, and I'm okay with this Superman movie playing it safe in some areas, not playing it safe in other areas, but like making it general audience friendly. This movie needs to play with the general audience more than it needs to play for me. Again, I had fun with this movie. I really enjoyed it. It is not my top favorite Superman movie, but it is very, very good.
Did you get emotional at any points? Because I teared up at a few points.
No, I wouldn't say I got emotional. I liked certain things about what was said and how it was being done. I wouldn't say I got teared up at any point, but that's
Yeah,
not a bad thing.
there was like 3 scenes that I teared up a little bit. One of them was when Lois and the Kents are looking over Superman when he's passed out in the bed, and you see how worried about
Yeah.
Superman his parents are. The scene where the woman's driving on the freeway and Superman catches the building, and then she looks back and he's just like floating kind of angelically. That to me is the best shot in the whole movie. And then the ending scene where he said where Gary goes, because I love that his name was Gary in the credits.
Yeah.
Gary going, he's looking at his parents, it soothes him, and then it's a flashback of his family.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great moments to pick from. I think I loved all the action beats really hit well. They did a great job with the choreography of that and the CG. My favorite non-action moment is, and I'm not sad they put it in the trailer because I think it was important. Seeing the full sit down with Lois and Clark being Superman, having that interview, because that hit on so many things I love about these characters, of these debates that Lois talks about, and the growth of Lois as a character in the sense of, I don't do relationships right. Yeah, I don't expect someone like Lois Lane does relationships right.
Yeah.
You
She
know?
questions everything. And
Yeah.
people who got frustrated that said Superman gets angry or whatever.
He should.
He's not stoic. He's a human who has emotion, and in that moment, he's not being his idealized Superman persona. He's being the person. He's being his true self, which is someone who knows about Clark and Superman together. That is, and I think James Gunn talked about that, where he was like, I felt like that to me was so good, because this is a Superman who's not perfect, but he shouldn't be perfect, but he should try to be.
I will say this. This is the weakest powered Superman we have seen on screen. And I don't have a problem with that. That is the weakest powered, because we haven't seen Superman get beat up and taken toe to toe. And yes, I know it was Ultraman, but things like that, and he's technically, the way he says, is more powerful. But this is a Superman that is one of the weakest we have seen on screen. And that's not I don't have a problem necessarily with that, because again, in instance, you want a overpowered godlike that he can't lose. No, I don't want to see that. So I'm okay with him being depowered, and me saying he's the weakest. I'm okay with that because it fits the story of what we're doing.
Would you like to see him get stronger in future movies?
I think he is going to get stronger, because again, this is year 3 for him.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But what I do like, and I really hope where we're getting with this is James Gunn looking towards, and he said it before, if we're gonna lead up to a Justice League movie, one, I don't want him directing it. I want someone else. I really don't want James Gunn directing a Justice League movie right now. I'm fine. I like him doing. I'm not saying he's not good with ensembles. He's more than proven doing ensembles, but I want These big movies, I want him to trust in the people he's putting and find that director that can lead a Justice League movie that's not him.
Mm.
But I do like the idea using Justice League Unlimited and Justice League the animated show as a model for what we can do in the Justice League movie. That gets me excited.
We got phenomenal AC saying, I teared up when Pa Kent told Clark he was proud of him.
Yes.
My dad's last words to me that he was proud of me and he loved me. That scene hit home.
Good. And that should, for me, and it's not in this movie, but what hits home to me, and I might get teared up even talking about it, is going to Man of Steel where Clark and Jonathan talking, Clark as a kid saying, can I still keep pretending I'm your son?
And he says,
he says I am your son.
Yeah, and
that hits me because my children are adopted, and that's one of those things that movie will always hold a different place for me. So
yeah, and you know that I'm adopted, so I see the other side of that perspective, like how emotional that ending where he looks back and he's like fully accepts that you know it doesn't matter what his biological parents wanted agenda was. His real parents were Pa and Ma Kent, and you get to see Superman's whole life flash before his eyes. That to me was amazing too.
Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't take away. It's just like certain things hit harder in different ways, and that's fine. But let's get to it because I know we're getting close. Let's talk about it. Millie Alcock seeing Supergirl. Yes, we knew this was coming. We were waiting for it. I thought it was going to be a post credits. I'm so glad it wasn't necessarily. The minute she comes in acting like, oh, she's been to a planet without a yellow sun.
She's drunk, bro.
I just I laughed when she called him the B word.
Yeah,
thanks for watching my dog.
That killed the audience, bro.
I loved it. I'm excited even more.
Yeah. That one, and we're less than a year away from that.
The suit looks great. The suit looks great.
She has the jacket, which is rad.
Yep.
You know,
right out of it. Like she was smashed. Where'd you move the door? I didn't move the door. And now it makes sense by whose dog it really is. Crypto is. But I wouldn't worry. And we were debating this last night on the vodka stream where talking about, like, does this worry people about the character who knows it? I said, no. I think people who are the general audience see this as not saying, oh, she's just a drunk partier. I said, no, she's a young person who's trying to figure out her time in the world, and that's
angry. She has a lot of anger. She has a darker
she lived.
origin. She lost her world twice. You know, and I think her relationship with Ruthai is she learns to be like a better hero because she knows that people are looking up to her. You know what I mean?
So I'm excited. I had no doubts. I was excited when she was cast, but just getting to see that little bit of preview, and I was okay when she said it out there that she was in the movie. So I mean, we all expected it.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool. So, if you have to rank it, what do you want to rank it?
It is my favorite live action Superman movie. I would give it a solid 8.5 now, but I want the right to reserve my ranking after I get to watch it for fun tomorrow where I'm not stressed about it. Because, like, to me, I feel like if this movie does well and if the DCU does well, my channel is so DC based that so geared towards new readers, shepherding new DC readers, that if there is a paradigm shift where DC starts to get bigger and more people want to start reading comics, my life could fundamentally change in such a positive way, which is amazing. And all I want to do is get more people reading comics. So to me, this movie had so much pressure for me. And I want to watch it again now that I know I like it. It didn't ask the question of what if these characters were in our world. It was, what if we were in their world? And that was awesome.
Yeah. And it's cool. I'm right now between a 7.5 and an 8, and reflecting and getting to talk about it more, like 2 or 3 times now, and this will be the 3rd time I've talked about it, that, you know, it's 7.58. I'm comfortable right now. I'm probably not going to get another chance to see it until it kind of drops on streaming, which I'm fine with. That's typical for me just because, you know, cost of money, and I don't have a pass or anything like that. But I like that kind of sitting on it and dwelling on and talking more about it. But I'm like a 7.5, 8. Where does it rank in the pantheon of Superman live action movies? I say Man of Steel still is number one for me. This is number two, followed by Superman 78.
Yeah. I think I go Superman James Gunn, Superman Richard Donner. There's like a better cut, right? There's two cuts of that
No,
movie.
well, you're talking about Superman 2. Superman 2, you have the Lester cut,
Oh
you have Lester
no,
cut and
okay.
the Donner cut.
Yeah, so the Superman 78 and then Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Man of Steel was awesome because that was like my first Superman movie in theaters. I didn't hate Returns as much as other people because I was a kid when that movie came out, but I can't enjoy watching Returns now. Like I can't go back to it. Like just see another superhero movie where James Marsden gets cucked the whole movie.
Well, James Marsden made, again, I have a lot of issues with that movie, and I think Brandon Routh, I'm glad he got his chance to come back to the role in Crisis.
Yeah, we'll hit these last comments and we'll call it a
Yeah.
day. I guess we can turn off the
Yep. No more spoilers.
I totally get Jake's take of wanting to see it again for fun. I gave it a solid 8 out of 10. I might go see it again later tonight or tomorrow. Kyle and Wally were my Green Lantern and Flash, respectively, when I grew up, and I agree.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see how he's already talked about Guy Gardner is going to be in the Lantern shows. So that's going to be very interesting to see how Hal Jordan and Kyle and it's going to be and Hal and John Stewart getting to deal with that.
Yeah, that's going to be rad, bro. Do you like it more or less now that you've talked about it multiple times?
I think I like it more. I didn't hate it. It was just one of those things that I was trying to take a world, and so I don't think anyone convinced me to raise my rankings. It was never low. I will encourage anyone to go see this movie. There's nothing wrong that stay away. And I'm not, like I said, my qualms are subjective. It's my subjective things that I didn't like, and obviously we disagree on how certain things were portrayed. And guess what? That's okay. But right now, I think I'm comfortable saying it's between a 7.5 and an 8. Talking about it has raised it a little bit, but I think right now I'm not yet ready to settle. But I think right now it ranges. But here's the thing where I rank my Superman. Those are three very different movies at three very different times.
Yeah.
So because my very first Superman movie was Superman 78. But I can't compare any of them together. So one could say, like, this is where I rank them. What I like are my favorites. But if I want to watch a certain kind of more quote unquote grounded, how cliche it is, I'll watch Man of Steel. If I want to watch fantastical, yes, I'm going to watch James Gunn Superman. If I want to watch classic, You Could Believe a Man Can Fly, 78. So I'm glad we have a fantastical Superman again in live action and what this world is going to bring. I'm very excited. Bring it on. Let's go.
Yeah, that was rad. Well, everyone, remember, you can pick up any of these books that we talked about. And
if you want to learn about my Superman, what's OPB got going on for those people who don't know where to start?
Oh, well, we have a Superman sale going on. We have a collection on where to start Superman. So you might be seeing some ads on social media for that. I'll pin the link to our Superman collection of that. Also, selfishly, you can watch my recent video, which is the video I'm most proud of, what me and Jordan created, our Where to Start Superman for New Readers video that I'm really hoping people watch because from a technical perspective, on like the pure video production, me and Jordan have never put more work into a video. And from a passion perspective, I feel like you can see my passion like leaping off that video. So that video to me felt really important. I also want to give a shout out to one last thing. I just got to pick out the cover for an OPB exclusive book.
Yes.
So I want to show
pretty rad cover too.
Let me go here, present image file. This will be the OPB exclusive edition that has a slipcase. So the actual book will look like this. Mm-hmm. This is the Marvel art of Tyler Kirkman. So I got to pick out that cover. And then JP picked out the slipcase cover, which is right here.
Maybe.
There we are. If you guys ever see ads on social media for OPB, I'm sorry if you see them a lot. We're a very targeted niche. Just give them a heart and put a little comment. That really helps the algorithm push them because we want to get more people reading comics.
So this is the only place that you will be able to get this exclusive cover.
and this exclusive version of the book. So I think they're going to be limited to 300 copies possibly. And a little sneak peek, we are going to be getting exclusive library editions of Invincible, including volume 3 in the new style. So that is coming, people. My job is a dream come true, and I'm just so blessed to be able to talk about comics with my friends. Everyone, have a great day. Keep reading and stay
brave.
Good stream, man.
Told you I was going to get emotional talking